Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
To Rick's Corner. Hey guys, over the years when people would train for contests, they always wanted to lose that last little bit of water weight, and they would take diuretics, such as Lasix is a good one. Asparagus is a natural one. There's others that I don't really know a whole lot about, but the Lasix I do. And I remember through the days of those guys taking this stuff, there were periods where people would get muscle cramps, and one guy I think had a heart cramp, and he almost died. When you do something like a diuretic and Lasix, you need to take potassium, and a banana isn't really enough. You need to take a potassium pill. Now, I've been on Lasix now with this condition I had in my lungs in the heart for, well, maybe past 4 weeks, and they wanted to get rid of all the water out of me, all of it. So they gave me 3 a day at 40 milligrams each. That's a lot of diuretics. I mean, if you're doing 1 at 40, that's a lot. But it did take all the water out, all of it, and I had to take a prescription potassium with it. But what I did notice is that your body carries a lot of water. My God, I had no idea how much water. There's water in my ankles, there's water in my feet, there's water in my face, there's also water in the muscle. And just about, a couple of months ago, my chiropractor told me, he says, he took a test, he says, you're carrying 50% of your water outside your muscle, which is not good. That could have been the start of what I had. Well, 50% of water outside your muscle means that that water is covering all your muscle. And I'm still muscular, but the water was there. Now, creatine puts water in the muscle. There's things that put water in the muscle. It's okay in the muscle, but you don't want it in your body, in your chest, your lungs, and your heart. Of course, we don't want that. And you don't want it in your legs and your feet because that's hard for the heart to pump it out. I would suggest if you want to get rid of it, there are things that will, natural homeopathic medicines, asparagus for sure will. Going the route of Lasix is dangerous unless you're under a doctor's care. And I would not do that unless somebody was monitoring you because you will get cramps. Now, you can take a 5 milligram pill or a 10, it's not really going to hurt you, but when you're up to 40 like I was and you're up to 3 times a day of that, then you really have to monitor because I was really dehydrated. It took so much water out of me, it took it out of my joints. And now I'm 30 pounds lighter and my joints hurt more than when I was 30 pounds heavier. Go figure. I think that's because the fluid in the joints came out and it made the joints stiff. But I do see a difference. If you try this, and you look in the mirror, you'll see a difference in your muscularity because it will take all the water out of it and it will make you much more muscular. However, there's a fine line there. And I just figured this out because I went to the gym to train. I've been training back 2 weeks now. And I can't get a pump like I did prior to that because the water made me strong. It gave me a good pump and the water in the muscle filled it out. And now my body's normalizing again and it's getting back to where it should be, probably pretty right on, but it's still difficult because the water is not in me. I'm still 199, 200, which I don't mind. I like the weight. But the diuretics work, and they do deplete your body of water, and water does cover up muscle. I mean, a lot of guys hold water in the lower stomach, around the back of the sides, and that's the last place for it to come off of. And extreme dieting and that together with the diuretics will take that area down. But like I said, be careful with it because when you lose water and you lose water out of your muscle, you just don't get a pump in the gym and you start to think you're fading away. And basically you are because there's nothing to hold all that together. Creatinine is a pill that you can take. It's a little purple pill that is like a creatine. It's long acting. I take it before I work out now, and it seems to fill the muscle back up with a little bit of water and you get a little bit better pump. And then some nitric oxide or maybe L-arginine for sure will actually give me a pump as well, and then some carbs. It's really funny. I don't want to keep referring to this thing I had though, but I am eating everything in the book that you can possibly think of, and I haven't put on 1 pound. My body is just metabolizing everything that I'm taking in right now, and that's very, very odd for me. It's just, I can eat anything and get away with it. Kind of fun in a way. But if you're going to do diuretics, make sure you see a doctor. He might give them to you. I know you can get them on the black market, but be careful. You don't want a muscle cramp, and you don't definitely want your heart to cramp because your heart is a muscle. And just be careful with it. But they do work. They definitely do work, and it depends on how much water you have. But you can do a water test. They can test you and see if it's inside or outside the muscle or where it is. Then you don't want it in your lungs, you don't want it in your heart. That's the last place you want it. So I just wanted to give you that little tip. I thought it was kind of interesting to find out, because as I move on in my workouts from being ill and trying stuff and listening to see what worked and what doesn't work, I'm getting a whole education. In fact, when I went to the doctor and I went to the hospital, I asked a lot of questions. I know people who take medications, they have no clue what they're taking, they have no clue what the doctor says, and I'm really kind of shocked at that, because your body is your instrument and you want this thing to work good. And if you don't know what you're putting into it, it's kind of crazy. You got to know what's going on. So ask your doctors to test this and test that. I've had a lot of blood tests, test your testosterone levels. If they're low, they'll put you on something. Check your water, check everything to make sure you're healthy enough to do stuff like this if you're going to compete. Because I know a lot of guys want to get that water out the last few days, and you're peeing all the time, and you're drinking and peeing all the time. So think about that, look into it if you need to do it. This is just my advice, and I hope you take it to heart and use it. Thank you for watching Rick's Corner, and I'll see you next time. Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drasin, personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world, and I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrasin.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interest as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.